So welcome to part 7. We're adding the ecosystem, which is the scattering of stuff inside. So yeah, let's get into it. As you can see again, moving stuff while sometimes you just see stuff afterwards, then you're not happy with it, move it again. That's all part of it, so take your time. Also the camera, as you can see, I'm not 100% happy with it, so I'm just moved it a bit. This all kind of stuff that at the end makes your image a bit better. I think moving your stuff around and doing maybe the right thing. So try it. This is adjusting the depth of field again, just for, stuff that I liked more. So it's all personal stuff, so you don't have to do it, but feel free to. This part is also called additional details. So as you can see, that's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm very important, safe all the time. So let's start with the ecosystem. It's important that you just, when you model stuff like that, you reset all the X-forms, so you won't have any issues when scattering on top of it. These are also plants that I downloaded from Quickshot. Yeah, feel free to use them. That's a bonsai tree from Max Trees, which I kind of used for fitting inside of the jar. Here's also like before, you just need to do what you think looks good. Not copy what I'm doing, but do what you think looks good and place stuff where you think it looks good. So these are some more rocks that I downloaded, and we're gonna put them inside the jar as kind of decoration assets. As you can see, I made some of them to V-Ray proxy, which helps a lot in rendering time and makes the scene much lighter. So I didn't do it for all of the objects because I'm kind of too lazy, but you should if you don't have enough RAM. I have more than enough, so that's not an issue, but I still should do it. So I'm also using two little turtles that I thought they will look nice inside that kind of environment. So that was my choice to do. You don't need to, but I think I gave it a little different touch. Also, here, if you do stuff like that, take your time to position stuff right. So now that's the fun part. We're going to scatter on top of the earth. So have a look what I'm doing. Again, the models are from Quixel. Brought them in, loaded them in. And now I'm selecting the surface where we want to scatter on. You can also use the V-Ray scatter from the new version they have. So you don't need to use Forest Park, but for me it's the best tool there is, so I'm going for it. We're adding a circle here. You're going to see in a minute why, because it will help us to make the plant smaller towards the side of the jar, so we don't get some weird interactions with the glass. So here I'm adding the rocks as exclude object. so our grass will not interfere with it, or our grass, our forest pack, whatever it is that you are using. I like to work with point clouds so I can see a bit better the dimensions of everything. And they're way too big for the moment. So we're going to scale them down. Very careful. So you have the forest listed there, which is always helpful to see the density of stuff, because in a viewport it's not always represented 100%. Depends on how much you scatter. So I like to keep that one open and always see how many items we are scattering. You can see what the circle does. We added them also as an spline object up there in the areas folder, so section. So yes, you can see that I'm controlling the scale of it at the outer edge of the ring. So as you just saw, I just turned on the shading in the viewport so I could see if stuff is interfering with the jar, and it does a little bit, but it's going to be fixed. That's also what I'm always using. Use color ID, so it uses a different wire color for any object that you see inside, and that gives you a better representation. Except if you're using object color, which will just use the wire color of the forest pack, so you won't see any variations. But we already saw what we have, so it's fine for now. Let's make a quick render. Still very good with memory, so but for this scene you should have at least 64 to be on the safe side.